What is up, guys, and welcome to another episode of my HLTV Fantasy. Today we are looking at Blast Premier Spring Showdown 2022 Europe. Here we have all of the 8 teams competing. I mean, they're all European except for NKT, I guess it would be. But yeah, I am basically not going to be looking at them. They're going to probably, very likely, lose to Heroic in the first round. I mean, there's been crazier stuff that's happened than Heroic losing to NKT, but it's pretty high up there if it happens. However, Heroic has been picked quite a lot, and I am not super convinced that they're gonna beat ENS or Copenhagen Flames if they make it through this stage. I have this sneaky suspicion that they're gonna actually lose in the semis to most likely ENS in my eyes. So I'm probably going to go with ENS this event. On the other side of the bracket, the 2 clear favorites would be NIP and Astralis. I mean, Movistar went 5-0 in EPL groups, so they have something to say about that. BNE just qualified to the major, but maybe these are slightly too big of dogs to to beat at this stage their careers. So personally, I think NIP is just looking a lot more solid than Astralis. Like, Astralis obviously has a lot of firepower, a lot of potential, and I do think it's gonna eventually come through. Like, they're gonna eventually be super good. However, at the time being, I am more in favor of NIP. Makes it pretty simple. I want to go double ENS, double NIP, and then 1 player from Astralis or Heroic, most likely. Let's go with NIP first. So Res has been pretty immense after the addition of Brolan. Brolan is still kind of overcosted because, I mean, he hasn't had stats in this lineup for that long. Hampus has been okay. Plopsky has been pretty good. Esetak has been actually pretty decent. He's played AWP for them at this event. I don't know why it doesn't show me all time, which is a bit lower, but still, like, for 183 grand, 1.04 rating is like insane. So this is what I kind of think should be in a NIP lineup, and I mean that's what people think as well. Rez and Esetak some of the most picked players. And here comes the thing with, like, don't try. I personally want to not be too different in my lineups. So if I see that Esetag and Rez are some of the best players to pick, I'm gonna pick the players. Don't want to be like Rez, KD, and Refresh, Esetag, Farleague in your lineup, for example, which is like all of the most picked players. But having like 2 or 3 or even 4 players who most people have, or who a lot of people have picked, isn't that bad, as long as you have something that kind of separates you from the pack. For me, that's going to be ENS this time around, not one of the most picked players. I don't understand how Spinks isn't more picked. This price point, he was really insane at the major RMR, like, apart from the finals, but he's been really solid. This is not fire event, right? Yeah, he was really good. I thought, like, wait, what? Why is his rating so low? But he was really insane, and he's kind of the, if you wanted to have a star player on this ENS roster, he's the guy. Maiden is still undercosted, I would say. And that shouldn't be the full event. Yeah, 1.07 rating at this. He's becoming better and better again as well, I feel. So this would leave us with 196 grand. We could get a KDN or AWP. No real great options. Like, this is a very decent lineup. I want to go for a do you get anyone on Astralis? You get Zipex, but it's not like clean with money. Also, there's no AWPer, except if you want to go for Esetag AWP, which I still don't want to go, maybe. I mean, you could go Dija, of course. I mean, Hades, but I just personally think he's still a bit inconsistent. A bit too inconsistent for me, maybe. Could go Snappy, but you can't get config. You could get Snappy config. That would be the lineup for me. Config is like pretty damn great at times. I think I'm just gonna go with this Cadian mod and Sphinx. Just fits a bit too well. You get the AWPing from Cadian. The only problem I have with this is that usually when Heroic does badly, Cadian does badly as well. Like I rarely see Heroic like losing a map and then Cadian is still doing very good. Which you kind of want as an attribute on your 5th player, but I think that's basically everyone on Heroic. So I'd rather have, I mean, I don't know if that's any different on like Astralis though, at the time being at least. I'm just gonna go with this. It's just such a clean lineup if you want to go double lens. Main ob, obviously. IGL. I mean, between NIP and ends for the IGL. Be modern as well. Go SC tag IGL. I think it's a very coin flippy final if it comes to this final. Then we have like multi-kill on either Sphinx or I guess it's better on Sphinx then CT rating or something on Res. Yeah, CT rating makes more sense. Res. Okay, and then Modern is like the question mark player here. Guess it's gonna be entry fragger then. He does make a lot of space. Not like the most space, but a good amount. Not the cleanest rolls, but I think the individual players are just way too good for me to dodge here. Who's the highest KST gamer? I don't think it's Sphinx. Res, okay. Eagles makes sense. I mean, Copenhagen Flames versus Ens could be pretty tight affair, but I still think Ens is gonna make it through. Which other boosters did I use last time around? I used top of scorecard. I think Sphinx top of scorecard makes tons of sense. I used headshots. Res is gonna be our headshot guy eventually, but not right now. It's just I think because NIP just doesn't have headshot players. That's why he's got a pretty high percentage there. Yeah, which two do we not use? So we don't use Flash. Flash makes sense here. Maybe not in this round, but yeah. Grenade. Probably not Ace or Knife. Yeah. Favor. I think you have to use this one as well here. I think Flash might be one of the only ones I can use here. I'll go S attack this. And it's a pretty tight one. Maybe could go bait modern. I think I'm gonna go bait modern. I hope that CPH is gonna be like decent enough. I think they probably are. You could also go best pistol. That would be res. So I think we can just save it for later. Yeah, I think this is gonna be it for this episode. Yeah, I don't think like if Ents end up hitting the bet, then that's a risk I'm willing to take. It could be just NIP versus Heroic in the finals, and at least I took a bit of a risk. I'll still get good points. It's NIP Heroic because at least decent points. But yeah, let's hope Ens pulls off the upset versus Heroic in the semis, and first of course beats Copenhagen. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll be back with facecam videos for the next videos. I hope I'll be not as sick by then. I'll try and make some different videos maybe as well. Maybe going through my lineups. I just really don't have any extra energy after making these 3 videos today. But if you enjoy this kind of content, remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.